The most expensive assumption in business. Your company just spent $200,000 on a business intelligence platform, maybe more. You've got a data warehouse humming along, a team of analysts building dashboards, and a CEO who keeps saying, "We need to be more data driven" in every all hands meeting. 6 months later, those dashboards have fewer active users than your company's abandoned Slack channels. The reports get generated on schedule and ignored on schedule. The analysts are building visualizations that answer questions nobody asked. And the executives are still making decisions the same way they always have: gut instinct, conference room politics, and whoever argues loudest. You don't have a data problem. You have a question problem. And until you fix it, every dollar you spend on analytics infrastructure is money you're lighting on fire. The global big data analytics market was valued at $394.7 billion in 2025, and it's projected to nearly triple to 1.18 trillion by 2034. Companies are spending enormous sums on data warehouses, BI platforms, analytics teams, and AI-powered dashboards. The tools have never been more powerful, and the failure rate has barely moved in a decade. Gartner analyst Nick Heudecker famously stated the real number was closer to 85%. The Wavestone survey found that 78% of Fortune 1000 respondents still cite culture, people, and process as the primary barrier, not technology. We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars on answers. Nobody is investing in the questions. Dashboards nobody uses, reports nobody reads. Here's a scene. An analytics team builds a dashboard. It has 47 KPIs, beautiful charts, and a color scheme that would make a design agency jealous. It gets presented to the leadership team. Everyone nods approvingly. "This is great," says the VP of operations. "Really powerful stuff." Then nobody logs into it again. Forrester Research has noted that only about 20% of business users actively self-serve their BI needs. The other 80% don't use the tools at all. The dashboards aren't failing because they're poorly built. They're failing because they were built to display data, not to answer a question that drives a decision. There's a fundamental difference between "here's what happened" and "here's what we should do about it." Most analytics initiatives stop at the first part. A dashboard showing monthly revenue trends tells you revenue went up or down. It doesn't tell you why, and it doesn't tell you what to change. That requires a question like, which customer segments are churning fastest, and what intervention would retain them? That's a question that drives a decision. Revenue by month is just a number. The default analytics strategy at most organizations is to collect everything, every click, every transaction, every sensor reading. Data is the new oil, after all. You can have too much data, you can have so much that the signal drowns in the noise, and the dashboards become so dense with metrics that they communicate nothing. You can have so much that your analysts spend 80% of their time wrangling data and 20% actually analyzing it. Companies lose $15 million a year to poor data quality. And the problem isn't just bad data, it's irrelevant data. Leaders see a data warehouse full of terabytes and assume they must be data-driven. They're not, they're data hoarding. The question-first approach flips this. Instead of asking, "What data can we collect?" you ask, "What decision do we need to make?" That gives you a decision engine. McKinsey research found that data-driven organizations are 23 times more likely to acquire customers and 19 times more likely to be profitable. Those numbers are staggering. They're also misleading because they describe the tiny minority of companies that actually achieved status, not the vast majority who tried and failed. Why the gap? Infrastructure versus discipline. They built the pipes, but never decided what should flow through them. They hired scientists who build brilliant models, but gave them no clear business question to model against. Every analytics initiative should start with 4 questions, and none of them are about data. 1, what decision are we trying to make? Not what do we want to know. 2, who is the decision maker? Analytics without an owner is analytics without accountability. If nobody is responsible for acting, the insight dies in an inbox. Name the person. 3, What would change our mind? Before you look at data, define the threshold. If customer churn exceeds 8%, we'll invest in a dedicated team. That's a decision criterion. 4. How often does this decision recur? Building a real-time dashboard for a decision you make once a year is waste. Match the tool to the cadence. This framework saves months of work. The companies that get analytics right don't start with technology. They start with a decision inventory, pricing, hiring, inventory, marketing allocation. They work backward. Instead of a 47 KPI dashboard, you get a focused view showing the 3 metrics that determine whether to increase inventory. Instead of 15 pages, you get an automated alert. You get models embedded directly into the process, predicting which deals will close, which customers will churn, which suppliers will miss delivery windows. That's real power. The analytics industry has a dirty secret. Most of the money spent produces no measurable business value, not because technology is bad, but because nobody asks the right question. Stop building dashboards and start building decision frameworks. Stop collecting data and start defining questions. Stop measuring what's easy and start measuring what matters. The companies that win identified the decisions that drive their business and built their strategy around them. Every dashboard should answer a question. Every report should inform a decision. Every model should change an outcome. If it doesn't, it's not analytics, it's expensive decoration. I'm Rocky, and this is Strategia-X. See you next time.